Ham are 6th in the Premier League. They've only lost 1 in their last 10 in the top flight. Plus, they smashed their Europa League as well, coming top of the group. Yet despite that, they failed to win this calendar year. Brighton dominated them when they played them. That was a 0-0, but they've drawn and lost to a bottom half championship side in the FA Cup. Plus, they dropped points as well at the bottom side in the Premier League. It's a Thursday night clash at the London Stadium, and as ever, we're going to be there to cover it. This is Back of the Net. We're an AFC Bournemouth fan channel. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
This match preview is powered by SofaScore. It's our favourite footballing app, because with the app you get real-time notifications, you get goal notifications faster than TV, player and team information, stats and heat maps. And Tom, I gather you use it quite a lot as well, don't you? It's a great app.
Yeah, I've had it for a long time, mate. I really enjoy it. It's really good on them. Statistically after a game, quite often, because I'm a bit of a nerd as well, which I know loads of you are, and I kind of think he played well. Did he? I can't remember him. He won everything in the air. Go on it, you go. He had 8 aerial duels, 1-7. Oh, he must have missed one. I can't remember. And it's just good to kind of, you do the eye test and then you go, does it back up with some of the stats? Really good.
And plus you can see the heat maps as well, can't you?
Love a good heat map.
That's mate. Good. And just a little secret. We use SofaScore to do the average positions as well. Just like I said in the Swansea Cup vlog, I said, I bet the Lloyd Kelly, I'm sure his average position is going to be in their half. Was I right? SofaScore told me. There's a QR code right now on screen. Scan it with your phone if you're watching on TV, or if you're watching on your phone, have a look in the description. Every download of the app helps Back of the Net massively. So if you want to download it, the best time to do it is right now. You're supporting our channel, plus you're getting an amazing football app as well. So, do you remember what happened last time we went to the London Stadium? It was his birthday, so it was a great day.
Worst birthday I've ever had. Obviously it's on Sky, so everyone was messaging me going, don't worry, it's getting ruled out. So far it's getting ruled out. Looked at it, handball, gave the goal.
They've awarded the penalty. There it is. It is 2-0.
Number 22,
Yeah, October 2022. Trains were delayed. We got our obligatory pint in at that hole in the wall anyway. But on the pitch, goals from Kurt Zouma and a penalty by Ben Rama in the 92nd minute sealed the points for West Ham. A bit of volleyball was going on that game, Tom.
Yeah, I was looking forward to going to watch some football on my birthday. Didn't realise I was watching volleyball. And then they got a penalty as well. It was horrendous. We didn't play well either. It was a real bad one. We've had a few bad ones, even at home last season. We got absolutely spanked, and was it 4-0?
4-0.
So yeah, struggled of late. There's been some good ones in the past as well. Obviously, our first ever Premier League win was at the old Upton Park. So yeah, we've had some good ones as well, mate. And to be fair, with our volleyball thing, we did have a bit of hand and magic from Callum once as well.
Yeah, and they know all about that. Plus, of course, we opened the season this season against West Ham at our place. Jarrod Burns scoring for them. Dom Solanke equalising. A 1-1 draw it was. This game is live on TNT Sports. They've got all the midweek coverage covered. A full match week of games. So if you're not going to the game, you can watch it on the box. And of course, after that, flick straight over to YouTube on Back of the Net, because we'll be giving the game the Back of the Net treatment. That's right, Tom, innit? Because Thursday night, there's a video coming out on this channel.
Straight away, mate, we'll get that fan reaction from the mighty 3 points that we got at West Ham. Friday, you'll upload your vlog.
Yeah.
So everyone can see exactly how the night went for us. Saturday, we'll probably do some sort of reflection, and then we've got to preview the next game.
Because Sunday, we got Forest, which means we've got the fan cams coming out on Sunday.
Second look Monday.
Yeah, second look, the Forest vlog being out on the Monday as well. Audio podcast. A Premier League show, mate.
Yeah, then we've got to do the away day review show of West Ham, which see if it does better than it did last time.
Last time it was awful.
And then we've got Fulham content, because then we're playing them. So yeah, it's all go, mate, but it's how I like it.
So what can people do to enjoy this content?
Well, I'm sure most of them have, and if they haven't, then that's out of order, because how much content do you want to click the subscribe button?
It's all free!
So click that, really appreciate it, and then click the like as well, because then more people get to see it.
So David Moyes has had his ups and downs at West Ham, hasn't he? He's a manager that seems to be constantly under fire. Well, not always under fire, but there's always rumours about him. Yet they've actually done pretty well. I mean, last season was their worst in the league, but they won that small matter of a European trophy. And at the moment, sixth in the league, and despite their, what West Ham fans would say, poor run of form. I saw this video on TalkSport with Darren Bent criticising West Ham fans for stop getting irate because your team are where they are. And when you look at it on the surface, they are doing well in the league. And every so often they pull up a surprise result. But he's always on the tip of the tongues of West Ham fans, isn't he?
It's a weird one. I think I look at it from both points of view, and I think that's because of the recent experiences we've had in terms of our old manager Gary O'Neill. I think I quite often, when I think black and white terms, I often go, hang on, they just won in Europe. They're in the top 7 of the league. He's done an unbelievable job. What are they moaning about? And then when I sit back a little bit or listen to some of the West Ham fans talk about it, they obviously see their club more than anyone else. I kind of think, okay, actually, yes, they're doing all right, but they've brought in some bloody good players. They've already got Bowen, obviously. They've brought in Paqueta, they've got Kudus, they've got James Ward-Prowse. They've got some really good footballers. And every time I watch them, I'm surprised where they are in the league because I never think they're that great.
Yeah.
They're organised, difficult to beat, but I don't see really good football with the players they've got. And we were saying with Bournemouth, yes, I get that the aim was to stay up and we did that, but we were going, everyone calm down because look at the players before you look at the club.
Yeah.
We had some bloody good footballers and we were playing turgid football. And now we've made the change. It never always works. I think people are starting to go, oh, okay, Gary O'Neill's doing really well at Wolves. But I can kind of see what Bournemouth are talking about because they are playing attacking football now and they look better for it.
Absolutely.
So I think there's always that thing from West Ham fans going, Moyes is doing a good job, but if we got a more progressive, modern manager with these players, could we be even better? So I kind of do get it, and I think it's always going to be a topic of conversation because of that. So I think I'm a little bit in the middle with it, really. But yeah, listen, the league table in Europe and stuff speaks for itself. But I'll be interested to see how they do. I think the open game of the season, as you briefly mentioned, is a difficult one to judge because from our point of view, you look at the league table, that's a good point. Andoni's first league game, that's a really good point. And then I go, they were the only team that had no signings through the door yet.
Yeah.
So we played them at a good time just before Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, Kudus all come in. So yeah, it's one of them really, but we have players out as well. So really looking forward to the game. I think it's a really hard one to predict.
Absolutely. So David Moyes, he's expected to sign an extension to his West Ham United contract, reported to be another 2.5 years. Of course, this is his second spell at the club. This season, as we said, in the league, there they are, 6th. They're having a good season. After 21 games, 35 points. So if previous seasons at this stage are anything to go by, they could be on course for a top 7 finish. Like I said, in the 2021 season, at this stage, they had 35 points. They're in 5th place, which was brilliant. Season after that, 4th with 37. And then last season, pretty bad, but they did win that trophy.
Yeah, and that was obviously, kind of played its part, didn't it? They dipped off in the league, but they still done enough to be quite comfortably safe in the end. But I know there were times where they were looking over their shoulder a little bit. But yeah, as I say, mate, it's all a weird one and time will tell. What's also weird is on one breath I go, he's done an amazing job, like I said. I'm surprising. But then when you just said then expected to potentially get another 2-year deal, I think there's no way he's lasting 2 years.
No,
yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't see how he's not getting sacked before then.
Well,
weird one.
Very weird. This is the form table at the moment. Then this is based on the last 10. Bournemouth are no longer up there. We're top half though. But look, West Ham United are 3rd.
I didn't realise how good their form has been really good in the league.
But in the same breath, if
on.
you were to talk me through their results from, say, let's go from December, for instance, you will maybe see why West Ham fans are a little bit frustrated with the sort of topsy-turviness. And it started with a home fixture against a struggling Palace, and they struggled to get a win. Yeah,
no disrespect to Crystal Palace, and they've got good players and stuff, but the way they are at the moment, I think at home to Palace, everyone in the league wants 3. So they'd have been disappointed at that. Go to Tottenham, we all know how difficult that is. So to go and win there is, I know Tottenham had their injury problems, but we can still see that they get the job done. So that was really impressive, and you think they're probably West Ham fans then thinking, right, now let's kick on. And they get absolutely mauled by Fulham. We got them again very soon, Fulham, so this could come and bite me. But when we've played them recently, they were so poor. And we beat them 3-0. And I never in a million years thought I could see how have they scored 5? And didn't they do it twice, Fulham?
Yeah, they did,
Really weird one. Obviously backed up in Europe again with a good win. They beat Wolves pretty comfortably, so once again, are they turning the tide? Then they can see 5 again. Liverpool is what it is. Beat Man United, which normally used to be a scout, but we all beat Man United. beat Arsenal away from home.
And that was a big result. Also, it might have been nice for the West Ham fans to be singing Declan Rice's name in a derogatory way, maybe. But
really weird that Declan Rice has been really good for Arsenal, but they look worse and West Ham look better. Weird. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but it does seem to be the case. Drew with Brighton, which I don't think is a bad result, to be honest with you. Struggled in the cup. I think that's where Moyes has probably looked at it with Europe and the league, and he's probably over-rotating. They haven't got the squad depth at times with a few injuries. So, lost to Bristol City in that. Disappointing to draw at Sheffield as well, obviously struggling. But, it's a weird one because what I noticed there was actually, obviously, Liverpool aside, they've beaten Tottenham, beating United, they're beating Arsenal, and you're kind of going, okay, against the big boys, maybe because of that, the way Moyes plays, it means they're really tough to break down, and they can nick something. So that, obviously, I wonder if West Ham fans agree, that seems to work against them sort of sides when you're not expect to have the ball. So I wonder if that might fall into our favour, whereas a fan base, and as a team, they're thinking we should have the ball at home to Bournemouth, and that might suit us. Because that happened against, they're a better team, by the way, but that happened against Man United in particular.
Yes, it did,
We went to Old Trafford, and they went, well, we've got to have the ball against Bournemouth. We went, go on then have it. We'll kill you every time we get it. So I'm hoping that might suit us, but they have still got players that can hurt you more than Man United.
But so you can sense their frustration then, really. Whilst they're sixth in the league, I mean, this year hasn't been great, and just the inconsistency. We've taken a look at the last 4 games just to have a look, and those were the 2 home games: Man United, Brighton, and as Tom said, away at Sheffield United and Arsenal. West Ham were unbeaten and did gain 8 points, although XG suggested it should have been a lot lower than that. The average positions, they're sort of indicative of the team that they're playing. I mean, look how low it was against Arsenal, but they come out and stretch themselves a little bit against Sheffield United. But one thing, like you've said already, Tom, they don't have much of the ball at all. Their possession, they've got very low possession stats, which shows they're all about the counter-attacking. So against us, it's going to be interesting. In our last 4 games, our average possession is nearing 50%. Theirs is 33.
Yeah, and that doesn't shock me too much, but I think looking at some of these, like you said, the average position, that percentage stat there, and some of the results, it is making me start to realise that potentially it is a case of West Ham fans going, it's all right against the big teams, we can accept that, but we've got to adapt better against teams that we should be beating. We can't. If you look at it in that sense, you go, you shouldn't be. It's understandable to concede the ball to, say, an Arsenal and go and nick it and win. But you don't do that against Sheffield United, for example. And I know it's not, they do exactly the same, but maybe they're looking and going, can we get our creative players into the game a bit more against these sort of sides? And they've got a lot of them. Fortunately, as we'll come on to team news, a few of them are missing, which will help us. But they have. When you look at the talent in their team, you go, should they be a little bit more ambitious of being counter-attack? I kind of get that.
Absolutely. So have we done against West Ham United in the past? Well, look, there have been some memorable games. Tom's mentioned that 4-3. There have been others. Callum Wilson, wonder goal. Steve Cook header. Been brilliant. But of late, not so great. Basically, since COVID, we've never won a game against them. 4-0. That was that was on January 1st, just before COVID kicked in. That was a terrible, terrible game. Lost 2-0 there as well, that one that we spoke about. And then at home, 4-0. That was on a Sunday, wasn't it? It was absolutely dreadful.
Terrible.
But, 1-1. And
Andoni's unbeaten.
Andoni, exactly. It's all about Andoni. I think some West Ham fans are almost expecting their team to win, but I don't know. I feel as though they're kind of overestimating their team and underestimating us a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like that because I think that even though they're a better team, I remember.
Are they though?
No, I mean they're a better team than the team I'm about to suggest, which is Crystal Palace, for example. That I think they were doing the same. They were going, well, home to Bournemouth, we should be able to get back running, and we beat them very, very comfortably. So I think it'll be quite a tight one. I would suggest that they should be slight favourites. Their form's better than ours. They're at home. So I get why they'd be favourites. I think when we first went into the Premier League, I always felt like we had a decent little record against West Ham. I used to think, I fancy us there, and we had a good period. But of late, as you say, mate, that's 2 points in the last 5 and not many goals, whereas we conceded a hell of a lot. So it will be a tough one, and as much as we're doing all right at the moment and I'm enjoying it, I just want to two back-to-back defeats for us. It was Liverpool and Tottenham in the league, so they're difficult games, but I just want to stop that really. I think if we can go there and nick a point, I'll be well happy.
Absolutely. So in all our away games against West Ham, we've won 2, drawn 1, lost 4, all competitions 1-4, drawn 6, lost 8. Right, let's go on to team news. We may not know it all. One thing we do know is that they've made a loan signing that could be quite significant.
Yeah, big one. Calvin Phillips. I was eager for him to leave Man City on loan, mainly thinking with my England hat on and thinking, I think he's always played well for England, but I was worried his sharpness won't be there. He ain't playing football. So I really wanted him to go on loan. And I was looking at some of the teams that were linked, and a lot of them made sense. And I think this is a really good one. It's a really good one. I think I could see, for example, I know there's injuries and stuff, but on paper, if I said to you, Calvin Phillips, James Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, that's a blimmin' good central midfield. And I know they've got other players as well, but really good signing for them. From our perspective, you can go, why they have to get him before the playoffs? On another side, you could say it's his first one. He might not be ready to play 90.
Yeah.
Which could suit us. Let's see. But it's going forward, that's a really good signing for him, for them, for all parties, really. I think he's a good player.
Of course, when we played them, James Ward-Prowse wasn't over the line.
Or Alvarez, so I forgot to mention
Alvarez
that,
as well. We know that Said Ben Rama and Kufau are suspended. Paqueta, Antonio, and like you say, Alvarez, they've all been out injured. Aguerd is away on international duty. But one of the things that is good for us, but also good for them, is Ghana being knocked out of AFCON, because it means that we've got Semenyo back, but also kudos for them, who's a big player. Yeah,
I was saying, everyone was, rightly so, from our perspective, saying, that's brilliant, we've got Semenyo back. And I was going, but I don't know if it'll remain to be seen. But we've got decent options in them areas, I would say.
It'd be better for Ghana to still be in.
Yes, because I think Kudus is, no disrespect to Semenyo, who's been brilliant for us this season. I think he's more pivotal to them than Semenyo is to us. We would say play, for example, Tavernier and Sinistera, or we could bring in David Brooks or put Justin Clive at wide. They have to dip down a little bit further in them areas, and they've struggled a bit more without him. He's been really key. So, a little bit of a blow for us that he's back. But as you say, it means we've got Semenyo back. They've still got Bowen. They've got some really good players, and it will be interesting what players are available and if Calvin Phillips can play, etc.
Of course, now Bowen's their leading scorer on 11 goals, quality player. Kudus himself, he scored 4 goals in 6 league appearances during December. James Ward-Prowse, of course, always a threat, especially set pieces. He scored 4 goals and he has the most assists, unsurprisingly, this season with 6. His corners, by the way, scare me.
Oh, don't.
But, and also, we'll get to Chance Scummer anyway. As for AFC Bournemouth, well, Tom Crocker from the Echo has tweeted regarding a return, Tom, and Adam Smith. Now, we've only just learned this news, so we're going to still assume that he won't necessarily be starting, but bear in mind that when we do the teams, the right back that you choose could well be Smith. But we're going to assume that he's not. We know that Romain Favre has arrived and joined the group. Phil Billing has returned, according to Andoni Iraola. Of course, because Burkina Faso are out of AFCON, Ouattara is back as well. But James Hill, the news that we didn't want, that looks like he's going to be out for around 6 weeks. Who's the man to look out for AFC Bournemouth then? West Ham fans are crying out to know. Well, unsurprisingly, we're going to mention the name Dom Solanke.
Why not?
He hasn't gone more than 2 league games this season without scoring, so he's due a goal against West Ham. Scored, of course, in that opener as well. Scored 5 goals in his last 6. Come on, Dom. This is your time to shine. Do you want to know who the referee is?
Oh, definitely not.
Tim Robinson.
That good?
Does that mean anything to you?
Anton Robertson, is he related to him?
He's been in charge of 2 AFC Bournemouth games this season, both at Dean Court, both against London clubs. The first one, Fulham.
Get in. Oh, he gives a penalty. Only bloke to give us a penalty in like 2 years. I love this guy.
Games, I think. The other one, Spurs. But he didn't make any bloopers, so...
Didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
No,
There you go then. That's Tim Robinson. Right.
Love you, Robbo.
Tom's going to predict both teams. Look at this. Here we are then. So we've got West Ham who in a... you got them in a 4-3-3, Tom?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah, and like I say, a lot of these, it's difficult to predict. There's a few people with knocks, and I think once you've had the cup, and I think I know they're out, But when you haven't had a league game for a bit, you don't know who's back and who's not. Everyone's a bit coy. So I'm giving it a go. So I think Areola, not Iraola, that's our gaffer. I think he's all right. I know he's had a few knocks and Fabianski's there and waiting, but I hear last I've heard, he's okay.
Yeah. So
he'll be in goal. I'm going to have to put Ben Johnson at right back because good for us that Kufau got sent off in their last game.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he's their mainstay at right back. So I was kind of looking through him going, well, he's the cover for him, so he'll come in there. I think they'll continue with Mavropanos and Zuma at centre-half. Mavropanos has been a bit shaky of late, but I think they'll probably stick with them two as a pairing. Emerson in at left-back, I think he's got under the radar. I think he's been one of the best left-backs in the league this season, by the way. I think he's really, really good. Midfield three, I am continuing with Alvarez. I know he's had a knock. I think he sounds like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to punt for him over Calvin Phillips, just because I think they'll be a little bit careful with him the lack of games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it might be a case where Alvarez and Phillips, they're probably going to start one and take them off during the game. So that's how I'll go at the moment. James Ward-Prowse will play and be on set pieces, which I'm scared about. And probably Thomas Souček, again, think he's okay, so I think he'll play. I think because of their injury problems and suspensions, I know Ben Rama's out as well, and losing Paqueta, who I think is their best player, which is a great plus for us, means that I think they'll chuck Kula straight back in.
Right, yeah.
I do think they will. There's been a bit of time, and I think because of the players they were without, I do think he'll start. I think Bowen will play through the middle, where he's done well this season. And I actually think Cornet will continue because he scored against Sheffield United. And I think a player that's been a bit part player, when they come in, notch a goal, you kind of go, all right, keep the shirt for a bit.
Yeah.
Bit of confidence for him. So that's how I'm going to go, mate. But as I say, could be a few different changes in there.
Okay, on to the Bournemouth side then. And we got our 4-2-3-1 then, Tom. Okay, talk to me.
Neto will be in goal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Travers. I think Neto will be in goal though. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right back. You kind of built this up.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Well, I think when we went with the left back issues, and we always think, I just feel someone in there. He put Dango there randomly, and we were like, that's mental. But he just wants someone that could attack. And he never puts a centre back. Then he went Tavernier for a cup game. So at right back, I'm going. The most obvious thing would be just play Mepham.
Yeah, but he doesn't get forward though, does he?
Can't see it.
He doesn't get forward.
I think he's going to play Lewis Cook at right back. I really do. I think because of the options we got in midfield, as I'll come on to, he done it. I know it was in the game, but when Hill went off injured, he put Cook there. He looked fine, and Cook will be fine, by the way.
Yeah,
we'll miss him in midfield, but this is why I'm doing it. The only reason I'm doing it is because we've now got the options in midfield to be able to do that.
And he can tackle as well, can't he?
He'll be fine. I think we'll try him there. I'm going to go Lewis Cook. I'm going to play Zabani and Senesi at centre halves, and I'm going to put Kelly at left back. There's obviously a case to say Kelly could play centre back and Kirk as left back, but I think we'll go with this.
You know, there's also the people would say, well, if we're struggling that badly for a right back, change the formation, do three at the back.
Not going to happen.
It won't.
Not going to happen. No, not at all. We could have done that at Forest and we decided to put Dango Wataru, who's never kicked the ball at left back in his life there. We won the game, so we'll be fine. And as I say, one of the reasons I'm moving Cookie out, so I think we're okay in midfield, because I think Scott and Christie will be absolutely fine. So I think it'll be them two in the middle, and then Kluivert in front of them back into that kind of 10 role. And then Tavernier on the right-hand side, and I think he'll go with Sinistera over Semenyo. As I said, Kudus I think will come straight in for West Ham. I think we can afford to be a little bit more careful with Semenyo because Sinistera's done fine. There's a case to say Brooksy's knocking on the door after his cup performance, but Sinistera scored as well. So I think he'll play. And then I've got a funny feeling that Dom Solanke will lead the line.
There we go. That's Tom's chosen teams. West Ham fans, if you had a look at Tom's side and you think it's half decent, give this video a thumbs up. Bournemouth fans, in the comments below, let us know what you think. But it's not just that we want to know about, it's your predictions as well. Whilst you're thinking about it, I'm going to ask Tom for his prediction. I don't know why we do these. What's the point in us doing predictions? What's the point?
Why?
What's the point in doing a prediction?
What, when I said that we are going to go to Palace and win and then go to United win, have the best week of our lives, and I was bang on the money. Yeah?
What are we get for this time then?
Draw. Yeah. I think it'll be a draw. I think that...
That'd be boring.
No, I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to go 1-1. But
it's boring. I want to win.
Oh, of course I want to win, but I think, as we've kind of alluded to there, they've got a bit of quality, which I think if we open up, they could hurt us. And I also think they're quite solid. They're quite well organised, so I think they'll be difficult. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And you know what I'm going to do? Well, it very rarely happens, I imagine. So the home game, what was the score? in the season. 1-1. Who got the goals?
Jarrod Bowen.
And Dom Solanke. I think exactly the same. I think it'll be exactly the same.
Well, there you go. Tom's going for 1-1. I'm going for
Here we go.
West Ham United 1, Bournemouth 3.
Ah, yeah.
3.
Oh, he lost his head.
3. You know what? I've just got a funny feeling. They've had a crap 2024 so far. We are going to be so positive after that 5-0 hammering in the first half alone of Swansea. Boosted by the return of Semenyo as another option off the bench. I don't know. I've just got a funny feeling. Cine, sharing the goals out, I think was massive at Swansea. Players are going to be champing at the bit to get on the score sheet. 3-1. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to predict scores. What do you think then? Come on, now's the time. Put it down below in the comments. We would love to hear what you've got to say. We will heart the ones we agree with. Tom, that's not the biggest thing about Thursday. The football's not the biggest thing. You know what the biggest thing is?
No.
This month, I've had 0 alcohol. No alcohol. Dry January. Thursday is on February the 1st.
Is it? Yeah.
You know what that means?
What?
We're getting the train.
Yeah.
We're drinking on trains. Having a laugh. 3-1 win.
You know what?
Going back home.
I was listening to, I can't remember what it was actually, I was listening to another podcast not long ago. And they were talking about, they were doing this thing, did you ever watch Room 101?
Yeah, Nick Hancock and...
Yeah, and they were talking about things that you shove in there that just irritate you. Yeah. And they were all going, people that talk about Dry January, because this is what happens, right? I'm going to let out you, this is what happens. People that do Dry January...
January.
Yeah, come up to you, mention it every day through January, every single day. Talk about, you want to do it as well, really, healthy, I'm feeling more awake. What are you doing February 1st? Getting hammered, right? People are just, so it's a month, that's it. And then it's ridiculous.
But you know what?
But I'm really glad.
But they do say that if you go without it for a month, you'll feel the benefits. I'm feeling really crap.
Right.
Played football last night, aching, gagging for a pint, didn't have one.
Hang on. So we played football, played football last night. And Sunday night, sorry. Yeah. And you've been doing Dry January?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, go on, reel out the stats. Go on.
Got 6.
I scored 4.
Yeah, it's not 6, is it? I just think that this month you've started looking your age.
And you assisted.
I wonder if it was good for you.
And you assisted me as well.
In fact, all of them, mate. Sorry, Steve. Steve did do an assist as well.
And I didn't assist for Steve. Yeah. Anyway, are you going to West Ham? If you are, can't wait to see you. Take your loans out on Wednesday to make sure you can afford the ridiculous prices for a beer and a hot dog. I think we bought 2 beers, 2 hot dogs. It was like 34 quid last time. Looking forward to that. Make sure you have a good time. Get there safely, and fingers crossed it'll be a happy trip. Make sure you like and subscribe because loads more match day material coming out. See you soon.
Up the chest.
Up the chest.
Come on. We get hammered in that bar. More than one way, mate. Jeez, I forgot about that. It's like 9 quid a pint.
Hole in the wall, mate.
Hole in the wall.